Stephen Brunt joins us now in our Toronto Sportsnet studios. Now, after 19 seasons, Yankees closer Mariano Rivera is calling it quits. Rivera is a 13-time All-Star, 5-time World Series champion, and most consider him to be the best relief pitcher of all time. Where does Rivera rank against other pitchers in the history of the game? Stephen?
Well, I think in terms of the closer's role, Wilder, which, in the long stretch of history, of baseball history, going back to the 19th century, the specialization, that specialization, closing a game, is a relatively recent innovation. It's something that's really only been part of the game the last 30 years. But if you talk about that role, that job, the guy who comes in the ninth inning to finish up a win, to secure a win for his team, in a save situation, Mariano Rivera is the best of all time. There's no question about that. He's the best who's ever done that job.
You're absolutely right. And Rivera was named an All-Star this year at the age of 43. Now, how does a player manage to dominate this long into a career?
Well, he has mostly, aside from last year when he got hurt, he's mostly stayed healthy. That's been part of it. He's got a very resilient arm. But the most interesting and unique thing about Mariano Rivera is that he has made an entire career throwing one pitch. Most pitchers have a repertoire of fastballs and breaking balls that they mix up. But Mariano Rivera throws essentially one pitch, a cut fastball, and he dares you to hit it. And everybody in the park knows he's going to throw it. Everybody in the opposing team knows he's going to throw it. But he is so effective with that one pitch that he has been able to make a career, and as I say, make a career that will certainly put him in Cooperstown when he's done.
So fans are calling this his farewell tour. Opposing teams are even recognizing Rivera's career in his final games. Why would opposing teams celebrate a rival? It must be just pure respect, right?
It is. It is pure respect, and it's also, there's a sense, I think, Mariano Rivera, look, most people, you can divide the baseball world between people who love the Yankees and hate the Yankees. The Yankees are the big dogs, and they have been for all time. And most people outside of that Yankee fan base don't like anything about the team. There's kind of a strut, an arrogance to them, which is based on the fact that they won a ton of World Series. But Rivera transcends that. He's perceived to be a class act. He's beloved by New York fans, obviously, and he's been a key to a bunch of World Series teams there. But I think for people outside of New York and outside of that Yankee fan base, even in Boston where they hate the Yankees, nobody hates Mariano Rivera. There's a sense that he's carried himself with a certain dignity and style and class all of these years, even while he was maybe beating your favorite team.
It's an incredible career. Stephen, thanks so much for talking to us again. We'll see you next week.
Thanks, Wilder.
The world of